this place once again.
How are we supposed to differentiate between the shows if you have the same intro between both shows?
That's why we got issues. Hello, welcome back, guys. So we're finally back with a new episode of Got Issues. We got the master commander of pastiness, Spenny. He's Spenny for mayor. Hashtag. Hello. So, and then we got in the corner Rock, master commander of this.
Speed it the fuck up, man.
Okay.
Let's
So,
get to the
needless
juice.
to say, we got a lot of comics to get through.
We got 3.
Well, one is a 4-parter.
Okay.
See? You see what I did there?
That's good technicality.
Yeah. I'll hit
Alright,
you
today
with
we're just reviewing a couple of shows, right? It's Got Issues. This is what we do. We're here for comic books, yes?
Yep.
Spenny, break down the motherfuckers who are responsible for the first Bad Boy. We're doing the first 4 parts of this story arc. I believe it's at 6 right now. I believe, but we just kind of caught up to it and it was Image, so we figured we might as well. So we're going to try to do, moving forward, like a bit of story arcs, and then like single issues. So this is our story arc for the episode, and it's Die by...
Writer Robert Kirkman.
Who was written?
A couple of things. Walking Dead, Invincible,
Nonchalantly.
and his latest title is Oblivion. So
Yeah, it's not like Walking Dead and Invincible aren't big fucking titles.
no, not relevant.
Never heard of him ever.
Artist, we got Chris Burnham, who is known for Batman Inc. and Officer Down, which I hadn't heard of until today.
Yeah.
Co-writer on it was Scott Gimple, who was the showrunner on The Walking Dead, and has also done some work on Punisher, and I guess wrote the script for Ghost Rider Spirit
Which Punisher? The
Adventures.
Netflix fucking Punisher?
No, this was a comic.
Okay.
I can't remember what the sub.
Because you were saying this is the dude that was writing on The Walking Dead and they did the petition to fire his
I
ass?
bet
Yeah.
you he did Punisher Platoon.
No, it wasn't.
No.
He
Punisher Platoon was
Some of the
this,
art,
bro.
some of that looks familiar. Like
Co-writer.
Oh,
we're talking
co-writer. Co-writer.
So after he got kicked off The Walking Dead, he got moved on to Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh, that's so fucking trash.
And then for colorist was a fairly famous guy, common Kirkman collaborator, who also worked on him with Invincible.
Yeah.
And he's also done Wonder Woman Year One and Seconds and Scott Pilgrim.
That's the first one.
And I don't think I mentioned his name, Chris Fairburn.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of the main creative team behind
Chris
that.
Fairburn or Nathan?
Chris.
Chris or Nathan?
Unless I looked up the wrong person.
It's Chris Burnham.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Shit.
So,
Those are just the 4 titles there. The variants are actually kind of weird. They have different little speak bubbles at the top and bottom. All right, so that's the writing crew there. Thoughts, impressions on the first 4?
I don't know, it's not really caught my eye. Like, I've been reading it, and I've been not particularly interested in something kind of cool will happen.
Yeah, actually, hold on. Let's rewind one quick second. Let's go do a quick synopsis. So, Die is essentially speaking, you're following a senator who has like her own hit squad.
Yes.
She belongs to a secret organization that's a little bit past the normal rank and file of the government, where apparently these senators just keep having these hit squads and they push the group's ideals, which we don't know if they're a group or not yet, or the individual. Like,
It kind of seems to be like a group of individuals working
Yeah,
loosely
groups of
towards the same.
Yeah, and it follows these 2 operatives that work for what's her name, the senator? But what's her name there? Lipshit what though? Connie Lipshit?
Yeah,
Yeah, Connie. Yes.
Yeah.
Options.
So I think it's Lips.
maybe.
Either or, it's a weird name.
Is
It
it-
follows Nate and Paul. Nate's an ex-military guy. You find out about what got him exed. And
that was
Paul's the interesting one in this group. Paul is one of 3 other, so that would be 4 total, right?
No, I think there's 3 of them
There's
total.
4 total.
Yeah, there's 4 total.
Almost positive there's 4 total.
Well, actually, I was reading the back of the book, and apparently they say it's 3, but they show 4 at one point, but
Yeah.
only 1 point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
they
was with
showed
the dad.
at the very beginning where they're showing the kids' history. Okay, so we'll argue this one. There's 1, 2, 3. So anywhere between 3 to 4. Let's just say 3 because they said it.
Seems to still be up for debate.
Yeah, I'm thinking it makes sense too because I was talking to Sandy earlier. We were discussing that they've shown 3 of the brothers, but
Yes.
the 4th one hasn't been shown. So either or, we'll go through that again and pull that out. But they're identical twins, and their father was an assassin. And they caught him one day assassinating people. So he was like, you know what, fucking, I'm gonna teach them how to murder motherfuckers. And they skipped deadly class and just went straight to the.
I thought he
University of
was
Hard
literally
Knocks.
showing them how to do it because when he did that hit in that one apartment.
No. They said they found out.
Oh yes,
And
yes,
then
yes.
to their surprise, they taught him how to fucking
Yes.
assassinate. So, so that's pretty much the premise right off the get go, and then things kind of go sideways. We'll let you figure out what the sideways part is because the sideways part is actually kind of the whole juice behind this comic.
Yeah.
So we don't want to spoil that per se. At $3.99 in an Image comic, what do you guys think?
I like it. What are we scaling this on? What kind of scale?
What you like? What's your scale? Dragon scales if you want, bro.
Like,
Fish
I could,
scale.
if I had to put it in numerical value,
Yeah.
I would give it about a 7.
You'd give it a 7 out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay, likes, dislikes really quick.
Okay, so one thing I liked was the action, the mindset of a lot of the characters,
Yeah.
how they took a lot of the situations and how they worked within the situations, like how
Yeah.
when what's his name cut off his nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. It's grotesque to certain points.
Yes. Oh, yes. I just didn't like how they did some of the jumping around. Like in
I don't
between
mind that,
a lot
yeah.
of the scenes between the characters.
Yeah.
I found it was. How do I say it?
Dragging?
Yeah. Oh, I see what you did there. Bastard. Bastard!
There's 2 other people that need to say something.
Yeah, okay,
before we
fine.
fucking
So
let me
then,
finish.
yeah, outside of that, dragging. Outside of that, that's my only gripe, really.
That's it. So 7, 7, 7
Yeah,
and a half?
7.
Yeah, okay. Alright, cool. That's Sandy. Pshing. 7, 7, 7. For
I
die.
I give it a 6.5. I don't know. Like, I count being very not interested in the comic, and then something kind of interesting would be, and I'd be like, oh, that's cool, and then I just go back to being not interested. Overall, I'm not a big fan of the art either. It's not really my style. But it's an interesting premise, and I think this is just one of those that's not for me, but other people would enjoy. So, yeah.
So we got a 6 and a 7. I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was fun for what it is. These type of comics are not the type of comics you can go into expecting some sort of tether
Resolution.
to like reality or tether to things that make sense.
Yeah.
Like if you're good with just it's an action movie, right?
Things
Mhm.
just
It's a
happen
comic
in it, and
action
you have to
movie.
accept it.
Well, I don't know if things just happen in either. Kirkman's a well-thought writer, so there's probably going to be things that pop up in the comic that kind of make no sense, like that poopy pants thing. That's eventually going to make sense. Maybe somewhere down the line, we're not too sure. Yeah, but I'm kind of on the same boat with Sandy. I give it a 7. Like the art, I actually enjoyed more than anything else. It's very detailed if you look at it, and it's good too because between the twins, they did a really good job at making them all look like twins. But I guess that's some pretty simple artist shit. And Connie, she's my favorite character so far, the governor.
Yeah.
She's pretty badass. But yeah, I agree with Spenny. It's only for certain people. So,
That's die.
that's die.
Yeah.
So if you like to live, don't read it. So, next comic. Next comic? Are we on to the next one? Okay, next comic is a comic by Dark Horse. Since they love original content, we have Halo Lone Wolf #1.
Completely original.
Yes, since Master Chief was technically not a wolf.
So for creative team on this, we have writer Ann Toole,
Ann
mostly
Toole.
known for video game stuff. She did some writing for Assassin's Creed Origins, as well as as far as I could tell, she was the story lead on Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay.
Okay.
Which was quite good. And yeah, so in this
I
one,
didn't recognize any of these writers or artists or.
in this one, plot follows one of the Master Chief's squad mates, Linda, and
She's a Spartan.
yeah. So
Is that actually Master Chief's squad mate? How do you know this?
because I read Halo stuff.
So if you didn't read any Halo, it's
You
just
would not know.
It's
Yeah.
just.
Well, it comes up
Spartan.
in some of the later games as well, but
Is she
other than
is she a friend of Spartan Loke?
that, no,
What about OG Loke?
no.
Okay,
Wasn't it Locke? I thought his name was Locke. Oh.
whatever.
But yeah, so it's basically she's sent off on a solo mission to go find a ship that went missing
Yeah, that's because that happens all the time.
and find out what's going on with that.
And she fucks up her job, doesn't she?
No.
Yes, she does.
What are your thoughts on the comic?
My thoughts are when you're a soldier and your orders are to go murder somebody, you go murder somebody. Yes, it leads to all sorts of mindless soldiering and
I don't think she was
murderings.
actually told to murder him.
Didn't they say kill Chen?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure they said to investigate.
I don't know. Okay, so first off here, I'm gonna put out a disclaimer before we go any further. I fucking hate Halo. Like, I fucking hate Halo. Like, reading this reminded me of, like, Death of Wolverine Part 3. When you find out about Dr. Cornelius. But,
It's also Dragon.
All right. While he's looking, what were your thoughts on the comic?
I thought it was okay.
We need you to take him out. They're not talking about breakfast there, Spenny.
Whatever. But that's-
No, if it comes down to it, they need her to take him out.
Okay, so, since I love proving myself right, Chen is a liability. We can't afford to have his knowledge. And whatever else he left Reach with fall into the wrong hands if they haven't already. We need you to take him out.
Well, that was fuck awful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
making him do
this
that.
is probably going to sound harder than
Yo, what am I getting blamed for?
Because you didn't believe me when I literally read it from the book. We need you to take him out. Like, I don't know. We can discuss the inner meanings of what she was really discussing, but I'm pretty sure if you paid somebody to come into this room who was like a contract killer and you said, I need you to take Spenny out, he's not going to take him to Denny's, dog.
Can't pay people to care either.
Yes, you can, actually.
You had to look at me
Therapists,
like, what?
psychologists, like, those guys are paid to care.
Uh,
To an extent. Yep, carrying on.
Yeah.
I digress. So she gets sent to a lone planet to go find Chen and murder his ass. But it looks like that's not necessarily the story.
We gotta wait and see. I think it's a 4-parter or 3-parter.
I think it's a 4-parter.
So we just kind of like, obviously there's still time. I wouldn't be surprised if they went with a sort of storyline where she ends up like helping them or bringing him back, or he just dies from other causes that aren't her.
Yeah.
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 But I don't know. It was a Halo comic.
It was. There's been good Halo comics,
There has.
just so we're on the record.
There has.
So it's good. Like, what's it called? Boot Camp was pretty good. That Dark Horse series. It's just that they show you the Spartan program and how kids get picked for it.
Oh, was it similar to how they did that Netflix series or
Yeah,
that?
probably.
Okay.
But I mean, they just did another Halo series like a month ago that wrapped up.
They do them fairly frequently.
It's I don't know. They don't feel like they're building towards anything. They're just kind of one-off stories that happen to be Halo. So if you like Halo, you probably won't mind this. But otherwise, I don't think anybody's going to be particularly interested in reading this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree, 'cause, like, even
out of 10 though, we should attend this book. Carry on.
Yeah. Like for me, like when I first picked it up and started reading, the first like 2-3 pages, I was like, "Oh look, it's multiplayer."
Yeah.
I'm watching multiplayer in freaking Halo.
Yeah, it kind of was. Yeah, with the
Yeah,
setup. With
and
the
then when she
training,
gets
yeah.
the mission set up, and then when she actually gets to the planet, I was like, what's that? No Man's Sky. I was like, oh look, No Man's Sky. It was
Yeah,
it was
it wasn't
okay. Like it
actual
wasn't
planet.
like Spenny was saying. It's like it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere really.
No.
Like it's a Halo book. So like if you're a Halo fan, you're gonna enjoy it because it's Halo.
You may enjoy it.
Yeah, well, yeah, you may
Not
enjoy it, but
necessarily
like.
every Halo fan.
I don't know. I'm not particularly. I'm not gonna go out of my way to go find this book in the future, for sure. So I definitely give it like.
Well, considering it wouldn't have even
4.
popped up on your radar if it
Yeah.
wasn't for the fucking show.
Yeah, exactly. So I
San
give
Diego's
it
4.
a 4.
Oh my god, I can't give it a 4. Like, it's not a bad comic per se. It's just it didn't. Almost the same thing as Spenny would die. It just didn't grind my gears to any sort of interest levels.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, on top of that, like, I have minor issues with, like, what about the future and these fucking suits make you think you should be taking a sniper and sending them solo? Like, the one person that's never usually fucking solo is going
Yeah.
solo. Like, people don't go solo. You don't send somebody. Like, if you need somebody dead, why would you send one person in there to kill him? Especially if you know that he's backed up and all this.
But she's
other
got
stuff.
an AI with her.
No. There's no police rolls solo. No buddy with a gun rolls solo.
No,
it's
absolutely.
just better with two.
Absolutely.
So you're filming James Bond does, but James Bond fucking sucks.
Yeah, the only thing I would say there is that, like, if I'm not mistaken, creating a Spartan costs the same as creating, like, a fucking, like, frigate.
I don't give a fuck how much it costs you. I don't. And guess what? They have more than one frigate. So, like,
I'd give it a 7.
7? I'd give it like a 6. I didn't mind the art. I didn't mind the story. Like, again, it's probably only getting a 6. Actually, yeah, I'd probably give it a 6 even if it wasn't called Halo.
Like,
So
the art
6
is great. It's just
doable,
the story
passable.
is just...
I wouldn't go as far as saying the art is great, but it's good. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
okay, that's a better...
So,
Yeah.
And
like,
then,
as far as art goes, this is probably the best one out of all of them this week.
which makes sense. Our final comic for the week
Yes,
is
a big
Jason
one.
Aaron's Conan the Barbarian.
That's a very lackluster introduction to something that's been gone from Marvel for upwards of like 20 fucking years. Is it been 20? I'm not too sure what Marvel lost.
gotta be
to
longer
Conan.
than that.
I think it was 90s or in the 80s. Marvel.
If it was the 80s, it's almost 30 years.
Well, fuck, I can't do time. Yes, we have Jason Aaron and what's his name, Mahmoud Assar
Yeah.
Yes.
as the artist. Both really good. Mahmoud Assar is a relatively newcomer.
Yeah, so when I was looking him up, he didn't have like a ton of Western credits. The big ones that they mentioned were an image title named Dynamo 5.
Oh, well, that is Western, but
That's what I said.
you said he didn't have a lot of Western credits.
Yeah, but I picked some of the relevant.
That doesn't mean none.
And then
not a
X-Men
lot.
So
Red.
these are some of them. Yeah, no. Marvel just recently started working with him like about a year and a half ago. He was doing a bunch of covers, maybe a little bit longer. My time fucking zones kind of get funky. And Jason Aaron is a gangster. Jason Aaron, one of the dopest writers, Men of Wrath, Scalped, Thor, like God Bomb Thor, and then fucking Jane Foster Thor, and then the newest Thor right now. He's done
been on
work
Thor
on
for the
the
last couple
Avengers.
years.
Yeah. Jason Aaron's just a really, really good, really dope writer. I think he did the first. He did something with Star Wars or Darth Vader. I can't remember which arc he worked on.
He was writing both, I think, at the beginning.
I'm not too sure. Well, no, Kieran Gillen was doing Vader at the beginning. I
Oh,
think.
okay. So then Jason Aaron was doing the Star Wars thing.
Yes. So Conan returns, and leave it to Jason Aaron to go into detail about the life and death of Conan. So this is a comic apparently that's going to take you from his origins to his death, which it kind of does at the beginning. And who's he fighting? Zarabred, the Red Demon. Here, I'm gonna
The Red
look that
Witch.
up. No. Guys, the Red Witch is trying to bring upon the forces of darkness. That Zarazel guy.
Oh, okay, yeah. The
Right.
Red End or something like that.
But,
Yeah.
basically, in the comic, you flash forward between Conan in what I would call the present, and then
No,
looking.
this is Conan from Young.
Yeah, that's,
So,
I'm talking about the other.
I guess. Well, if I were you, I'd just leave it to. He does this like the book. So all of this is done after Conan is dead, and it's like a chronicler. You understand what I'm saying? So I wouldn't even. Who knows what time this is gonna like? This comic might start this way, and then the next comic might be like the whole thing on King Conan, and then like, you know what I'm saying? So, but it does. He makes a relevant point. It starts from like broke Conan to King Conan, and then everything in between. So.
So yeah, I mean, it's kind of what you'd expect from Conan. I think it's a lot of.
It's essentially speaking the first movie. So, but yeah, keep going.
The artwork on it is definitely the best of the comics that we reviewed this week, I would say. The writing was really good. I mean, it's Jason Aaron, so.
Yeah, I like the way he worded Conan. The demon that's being resurrected is Razazel. And it's the Red Witch, right? So, yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's just, shows his early days and his later days and the differences between the two. He's a little bit more broken down as a king, a little bit more cuss happy as a king, but still some pretty cool parts, like when he's walking through the battlefield and he's like, I'm gonna go fucking
my
make
enemies
eye
in the
contact
face.
while they're dying, because he believes that you should be able to see eye to eye with a man.
Yeah, I mean, there's not too much we can go into without kind of starting to spoil the comic, but I mean, this was my favorite comic of the week.
Yeah, I liked it. I also liked it. I'm a big Conan fan to begin with. don't necessarily know how I feel about Marvel taking it back over because with everything else Marvel, so Conan comes out today or this week.
Yeah.
Then you have Savage Sword of Conan, and then you have like Sword of Balin, the pirate chick.
They're kind of giving it what they did with Star Wars when they first got that.
Star Wars hasn't crossed over once with the Marvel fucking universe yet. And then
sure.
already before Conan #1 actually came out, like, well, technically on the same day, they're soliciting fucking Conan running through with the Avengers? Like, fuck off with that shit. Stop bringing him back in the Marvel universe. Like, it was cool when he ran into Wolverine way back in the day, but, like, fuck off, man. Like, no, right? Like, I can't forget the fact that Marvel charged me $100 fucking to tell me they blew up all their fucking universes to keep it simple. Only for at the end of that $100 to find out that they fucking lied. And then fucking Franklin Richards secretly got his shit back together and started making fucking universes. So, leave it alone. Leave it be. You're fucking around, you assholes. You don't have to. You can make money in legitimate ways, I think, that aren't going to be forcing shit down people's fucking throats. Right?
Agree.
Sandy, thoughts and rating for Conan?
It's Conan. Jason Aaron, he's a solid writer. Like, he did a great job. He did, I like how he did the opening words for the Conan movie, but he spread it out and he rearranged it in a nice,
I think he
nice way.
more of the Robert Howard's.
Yeah. So,
What would you rate it?
I'd give it about an 8.
Hawk?
I don't know. 7 point something. 7 high 7s. I don't know about 8. High 7s. High 7s. It's the #1, and it's again a fairly standard Conan comic. So nothing riveting to the extent yet. Like I like Brian Wood's stuff with Conan. It was a wee bit different Conan, but I liked it. He wasn't necessarily as Jack Diesel as the rest of the Conans a bit. But it was a good Conan and a good dialogue, so it's like you got to do something different a bit with Conan, right? Because if it's just going to rinse, wash, repeat what Conan is, it's not really. That's not kind of the issue with Conan right now, as far as I see it. There's nothing really new coming out with him in terms of what he does, and it's going to be he's a difficult character to do that type of thing to. Like you can do that to like your Cyclopses and your Wolverines and your just because they have a world that's big enough for them to be able to change like that. But Conan is. It's difficult. It's not like Conan's gonna wake up one day and give a fuck about like, you know, equality or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's weird. Conan has morals, but like you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily what Marvel's pushing.
Well, the other problem is that since they have like a start and an end, there's only so much you can do in between that.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
You're
okay,
limiting
so
yourself.
let me try to like it's so Marvel right now has an agenda to get a lot of like I don't want to say like social justice stuff, but like that type of nonsense out there, right? You understand what I'm saying? Conan isn't going to work very well in that regard, right? You understand? So they can't go that route, and they can't go, like, you know, Conan goes the space route, like, so you're kind of stuck in a small arc with Conan. That's not gonna. How are you gonna be able to change something or make something new with Conan, etc.? You understand what I'm saying?
But maybe they're trying to sell it to the opposite of the SJW sort of crowd.
Well, no, they're trying to sell it to Conan fans, which is
Well,
if you're a Conan fan, there's a good chance you're not a like I don't want to say SJW because it's not.
Yeah, I agree. It's SJW is a stupid fucking terminology.
You understand? It's just I don't know, man. People who think these are the right things in society, fans like I don't know. And again, I don't even necessarily think Marvel fans are asking Marvel to do this. I think Marvel's overreacting to CNN reports about. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, or maybe they got some douchebag accountant in their back room saying that you got more people who affiliate themselves with this than. So maybe you should try to.
Well, it's usually the loudest voice is the one that gets the most change done. So if you have like a whiny little peon that's making the most noise in the office, chances are that's what's gonna happen.
Is that how that works for Marvel? I doubt it.
It worked in the military.
That's not how it worked in the army either.
I give Conan an 8.
There was a couple of guys.
You
like
give it an 8? Yeah, okay, that's a good 8. That's a good 8. I don't know, I'm thinking 7.7 something. Maybe 7.8. So, one of them pieces.
Like I said, I'm not very familiar with Conan. Like I know the overall gist of it, but I haven't read any particulars.
Well, they banged it out properly.
Yeah. So for me, it's not like a retreading or anything or an adequate Conan story. It was just a story I enjoyed.
Yeah, he was born on a battlefield. He did leave his family at a certain age and ran around the countryside of fucking Hyperbolia running amok to everybody. Yeah, so it was accurate. I enjoyed the Conan comic. I'm just saying, like, it's weird to see what they're gonna do with it, right? And if you're gonna throw him down into the Avengers, it's gonna be extra fucking weird. Like, I'm not really looking forward to seeing him and Hercules. Right? And then you're gonna do what with Conan?
Just don't read the Avengers.
I'm not gonna have that choice.
Yeah.
It's not my choice. What else? I guess that's it for the episode today. We're fucking trying to be a little bit more consistent with God issues. We obviously had some issues today, so
That's the whole point of the show, is getting issues.
Yeah, exactly. We need to be better at this, though.
Yeah. We'll see. It takes time. It takes time.
And something really quick, though, too. It's funny, because I'm starting to look at more YouTube comic peoples.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't seen a colored person once yet kind of agree with Marvel's modeling of taking colored people, and they all pretty much saying the same. Who was the dude I was watching yesterday who was really, really dope? He had this like 10-minute video on about Marvel changing out its characters from like white dudes to black dudes and shit like that. And he was saying it's embarrassing. Same thing I'm saying. It's ridiculous. You're not doing anything new, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not coming from colored people.
Yep. And well, it's not. And plus, it's not even coming from a creative standpoint either. It's just they're doing it just to do it.
No, I think a bunch of the writers are guilty for it. They have to be guilty for it, Sandy. They have to be guilty for it.
I think what Sandy was saying is it's not coming from like a thing that's going to push the creative side. It's
okay. I think it meant like the writers aren't doing it willingly, and the artists aren't doing it willingly.
Yeah.
You mean like it's just not going to push any new story?
Exactly.
You know, of course it can't. It can't, because when you're concerned about Captain America being fucking, African American,
Yeah.
you lose the whole point of who that character is. And
Yep.
why does he have to be after him? You mean to tell me to fix all my problems, I just got to turn any white person who has a problem with me into a colored person? Like that makes no sense. It's not an accurate fiction. It's not a realistic look at the universe that you set up. Not like I'm talking about reality, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, you need to have consistency. I think that's kind of the whole reason why people fell in love with comics to begin with, right?
Exactly.
He made a really cool comment about how the thing about comics is it was like fan made, right? Not just writers took place in these characters.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So a writer would write something about Batman, and then a group of fans would be like, that's legit, that's now part of Batman. So when the next writer comes around, he can't fuck around with it.
Yeah.
Right, you feel me? So it's a disservice to your fans, Marvel. Wake the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Jim McCann for Hawkeye.
and we should probably do something about dissing Marvel all the time.
Well, they have to stop giving us ammo. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
But
we're not always going to do a Marvel comic on
yes,
issues
please,
either.
yes.
So hopefully we stay away from Marvel for a
some
little
of
bit.
the more astute viewers may have noticed we didn't do a DC one this week.
No number ones.
Yeah.
No DC number ones. We wanted to, but no DC number ones. But Marvel always comes out with ones. This is going to be a fucking current fucking...
I know.
It's going to be a problem.
But that's the one thing I like about DC, is that they're not dishing out number ones all the time.
DC does. It's just not at the same volume.
Like,
well, yeah,
the only it's not that DC doesn't put out a shit ton of number ones. It's that they occasionally have a week where there isn't a number one. Marvel does not.
Yeah.
It's almost like DC tries a little bit harder to keep the titles running.
Mm-hmm.
So, or at least run in league with the rest of the series that are happening currently in their universe.
Yeah.
All right, so fucking, if you guys got any suggestions for stuff you want us to read or review,
Absolutely.
let us know. I think we've been doing pretty decent for following up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for coming out and watching the show and see
Yeah.
what we got to say.
What's up,
about
Lee?
things.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah.
And if you're not Lee, let us know what you think.
Mostly Lee.
Mostly Lee. Shout out to Travis. He's ice fishing in Russia right now.
Yeah. Swimming with the fishes, see?
Yeah, they extradited him back to Russia.
It was inevitable.
No,
Found out he was a Russian spy. But yeah, we'll catch you guys later. Peace!